green color here means chance of rain. So I think once this main batch goes by, behind that, it'll just be an isolated shower. And tomorrow, Tuesday 6Z, Tuesday 12Z, area of high pressure builds in nicely. Gives us a decent day tomorrow. But by late in the day tomorrow, already that front's coming back as a warm front. And it'll be moving through central PA on Wednesday morning. And then we await the passage of the trailing cold front. And then this is the air mass back here that is significantly chillier and will make it feel like fall. What do we have here? Oh yeah, so I just wanted to sort of zoom in on PA, kind of do our little nowcast here. The back edge of the thicker clouds, very evident, sort of here on the visible satellite image, almost oriented due north-south. Some clearing behind that, but it rapidly fills in with new cumulus. And so we already looked at the radar. Here's the latest HER, if we just want to sort of time this out using a numerical model. There's noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and it has more popping back there. 4, 5, 6. So, once this steady rain goes by, things become more scattered. Probably one more shower, even a rumble of thunder, before things calm down for the night. Although there's your actual cold front probably going through at 2Z, with still some vestige of isolated showers along it. How about, let's use a couple ensemble products here. Oh, come on. So what do we have here? I've got this pegged to the 6Z European ensemble. I don't think the 12Z. Let's just use the European 500 millibar to sort of walk ourselves through this. So again, I realize the model data is old here. This is 6Z data, and you're like, well, don't we have the 12Z data? No, we don't have the 12Z EPS yet, and it's questionable whether we even have the 12Z GEFS, although it looks like it's in through 132 hours. So let's use the 12Z GEFS so nobody tells me I'm using old data. So there's 12Z. So this little dent in the flow, the main 500 millibar feature is to our north, and this will swing through today. There's that ridge over the central part of the country that you knew was there because we kind of went through the downstream consequences. So this afternoon. Here's, again, the light blue here means that the 500 millibar heights are below average, climatological average. So one can envision that there's a vortmax. There's a vortmax in here, and you have a closed 500 millibar contour. So you have some curvature vorticity. So that goes by, and we get into this sweet spot tomorrow with the ridge to our west, trough axis to our east. This is an excellent place, basic synoptics for upper level convergence, surface high pressure to dominate, and sinking air. By the time we get to Tuesday night, we now begin to see the next disturbance amplifying to our north, and that begins to swing through. There's always going to be some sort of low or cold frontal system ahead of these 500 millibar troughs, so there's going to be a cold front in here, and that swings through later in the day on Wednesday and Thursday night, and then the heights really fall. This is end of the day Thursday right there, so that's some pretty chilly air aloft by end of day Thursday. Having said that, the precipitable water, that's right, that's why I didn't want to use a GEFS, because for some reason on this website I can't get the normalized anomaly. So let's use the European. So this is precipitable water. You may remember precipitable water is essentially, if I could snap my fingers and all of the water in the column fell out, how much would accumulate on the ground? This is let's go ahead to, this is 12Z today, so we see, is this normalized? Yeah, so these are standard deviations with respect to average. So we're kind of moist today. This doesn't look like a big, it seemed to me this is like, I don't know, 1/10 or 2/10 of an inch, unless you get underneath a heavier pocket. But we dry out tomorrow. This is 12Z tomorrow. Look at that little bubble of brown, just like right on top of us tomorrow. That indicates below average precipitable water for tomorrow. And then we see the moisture to our west gathering, and here comes the next system. Looks very cold frontal-like. You know, this arc of higher, that's 0Z. So this is 8 p.m. Wednesday evening, 2 a.m. Thursday morning, and 8 a.m. Thursday morning. And we really start to dry out by Thursday afternoon, at least in terms of precipitable water. So to me, there's got to be a time when it's cold enough aloft on Thursday, and again, it may be to our north and west. There have to be some instability showers that are enhanced by the lake. I mean, they have to be lake enhanced at this point with a northwest wind, and the water's obviously still very warm. So some lake enhanced rain showers on Thursday as the colder, cooler air works its way in across the relatively warm lakes. And I know it's 72 hours ahead of time, but I would think it showers here on Thursday, instability type showers. So what do I have here? Oh, that's the precipitable water. Let's look at some plume diagrams, paying some homage to the absolute necessity of using ensemble forecasts these days. This is from the GEFS. And let me shorten this to just, let's get, what's Saturday, the 24th? Let's get us through the end of the day on Saturday. Let me blot out some of this. Focus on what's really important, like the football game. I'm just kidding. So what do we have here? This is, well, let's look at temperatures first. QPF is so poorly. Let's look at the temperatures. So next 3 days, what's Climo here now? 71 on the high side, I believe was right. But it's falling at the rate of 2.5 degrees per week. So at or above Climo today, at or above Climo tomorrow. Let's do it. We'll do a, to estimate tomorrow's high temperature, we'll mix down from 850 millibars just to see what we get, just for jollies. There's your warmest day on Wednesday, near 80, if you believe the ensemble, then the big drop occurs. So here's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, down in the 60s for high temperatures. So it's interesting how Mother Nature timed it this year, that we should have a return or a first hint of fall on the day when astronomical autumn arrives. So I said something about let's do a little fun forecast here to kind of do some weather. So let's get can we get 850 millibar? I need 850 millibar. Plume diagram itself. Thank you, Rich. I don't usually use it for that purpose, but that makes life easy. So let's take an 850 millibar temperature over State College tomorrow afternoon, 19th, 20th. So sometime middle of tomorrow afternoon, maybe 12 Celsius, 850. We want to mix that air down from a height of approximately 1,500 meters to not sea level, because we're not at sea level. What do we use for here? 300 meters? Yeah, let's use 300 meters for the elevation of State College. So we're going to mix the 850 millibar air down 1,200 meters tomorrow. We're going to warm it at the dry adiabatic lapse rate. So we will warm at 12 Celsius. I think I did that right. And then we're going to add 12 Celsius to the 850 millibar temperature, which is 12. That gets us to 24 Celsius, which if everybody speaks Celsius fluently in here, we all know 25 is 77. So 24 is going to be around 75, 76-ish. Would be a first guess at tomorrow's high temperature, which quite frankly I think is pretty darn good. Probably a decent estimate at tomorrow's high temperature. And we didn't even have to look at MOS or the NBM, of course. It's all about the NBM now. Which, why don't we, again, just for jollies, how much, do I have any jolly time left? It's 12:54. Let's just look at the NBM for fun. The National Blend of Models. What would be the fastest way to get there? Personal.
Are you looking local or national?
What?
Are you looking locally or are you looking
State College. I just want to do the NBM output for State College, just to kind of look. So I have a weird ways of doing these things. I'm sure you all have your own special ways of getting information like this, but I totally depend on my personal website too. So there's your NBM for State College. Lo and behold, it's 76 tomorrow. Isn't that nice? And then 81 on Wednesday. And sky cover tomorrow, according to the NBM, 4/15/24. That's a pretty sunny day. Dew points in the mid-50s. Probably mix down some drier air from above. That's a pretty nice day. And then the dew points come back on Wednesday. Wouldn't be surprised if these are undershot. Maybe we actually get to 65 or 66 here. But having said all that, so here's a weather forecast. So showers and an isolated thunderstorm through maybe 2:30 or 3 o'clock, then just a chance of a shower into the evening. I think maybe I'd up the ante on that, the latest HER was definitely still popping some stuff when the sun came back out. We're in the 60s. The last time I looked, we were in the upper 60s. Maybe we rebound to the low 70s after the rain ends. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, and then mostly sunny, comfortable tomorrow. Northwest wind. And then Wednesday, still some sunshine. Winds turn more southerly component, and then showers and a thunderstorm becoming likely later in the afternoon and evening. And it becomes more humid on Wednesday as well. High near 80, and then I've already mentioned the instability showers on Thursday, much cooler, 60s. Friday looks sunny and pleasant, but with temperatures a few degrees below average. And I'm going with a dry forecast for the game. Partly sunny, probably 68, 69, 70 on Saturday with a noon kickoff. So thoughts or...
What about fog tomorrow morning?
That seems like bless you. That seems like something that probably should be in the forecast, Paul, particularly with Rich's observation about the center of the high. Although the center of the high is not going to be over us at the prime fog forming time. Let's look at the wind. Let's look at a wind speed forecast for tomorrow morning. So it does drop into the 3 miles per hour tonight. So that's certainly light enough. Does the NBM pick up on visibility? Visibility drops to, is that a, yeah, that's a, is that in the, yeah, that would be 2/10. I think that's in the 2/10 spot, isn't it? For the visibility?
2 miles.
No, because isn't there a decimal point in there?
Is it a percentage?
I don't use that visibility product in the NBM. I thought this represented 9 miles. Yeah, the ceiling is undefined, so it would be The ceiling doesn't give us any information. I mean, the bottom line is we should be able to talk about these things from basic principles and not look at a model. If the skies clear out sufficiently tonight over moist ground and the winds go light, there should be fog. It's September. The nights are getting longer at the rate of 19 minutes per week. We're very close to a 12-hour night, 12 hours of night. So yeah, it seems reasonable, particularly in the valleys. You know, Williamsport is probably foggy tomorrow morning. Other thoughts or tropics?